Welcome everyone. Today, we're diving into adding a certificate to IAM in AWS. Sounds fancy, right? But don't worry, it's simpler than it sounds. Certificates are like digital passports. They help encrypt data and verify identities. By uploading them to IAM, we keep things secure and centralized. And the best part, AWS gives us the tools to make this process smooth. So let's get started. I'm Amelia James, a technology expert with 13 plus years of experience designing and delivering human resource management systems that actually work for people. I specialize in building scalable integrated HR platforms that streamline processes, enhance employee experience, and give leadership real-time, actionable insights. All right, let's talk IAM and certificates. IAM is like the security guard of AWS. It decides who gets in and what they can do. Certificates, on the other hand, are like secret handshakes, ensuring secure communication. IAM helps store and manage these certificates, making life easier for developers and admins. So if you ever feel lost in AWS security, IAM has got your back. Why IAM for certificate management? Well, imagine keeping all your passwords on sticky notes. Chaos, right? IAM centralizes certificate storage, making security a breeze. It controls who can access what, ensuring no unauthorized hands get in. Plus, it plays well with AWS services, reducing the headache of manual handling. So let's embrace IAM and say goodbye to security nightmares. Now let's settle the debate. AWS Certificate Manager or IAM. Certificate Manager is like a self-driving car. It automates provisioning, great for public certificates. IAM, on the other hand, is more hands-on, perfect for internal use. Think of IAM as your personal vault for service-specific certificates. So, depending on your needs, pick the right tool and keep your certificates safe. Before we upload a certificate, let's check our prerequisites. First, you need a valid certificate and private key. No expired ones, please. IAM permissions should allow uploads or you'll be stuck. The PEM format is your best friend here, ensuring compatibility. And finally, you'll need AWS CLI or console to get the job done. So let's tick these off and move forward. Let's talk formats. IAM loves PEM. It's like the universal language for certificates. PEM includes everything: private key, certificate, and chain, making life easier. But beware, incorrect encoding can lead to frustrating errors. If your certificate is in another format, convert it to PEM before uploading. Trust me, it'll save you a lot of troubleshooting. Time to generate a certificate. OpenSSL is your go-to tool. It's like a magic wand for security. First, create a private key and CSR. Then send the CSR to a trusted CA. Once approved, download your certificate and store it safely. Think of it as getting a passport. You need the right documents, an approval process, and a safe place to keep it. Before we hit upload, let's prepare the certificate. Make sure it's in PEM format. IAM won't accept anything else. Include the private key and certificate chain, or things might break. Double-check the details to avoid surprises later. And don't forget to store it securely. Losing a certificate is like losing your house keys. Finally, let's upload the certificate using AWS CLI. The magic command is AWS IAM upload server certificate. Simple, right? Just provide the paths to your certificate, private key, and chain file. Once uploaded, check the AWS console to confirm success. And don't forget to assign the certificate to the right services. Otherwise, it's like having a key but no door. Uploading a certificate in AWS IAM is easier than finding a good Wi-Fi signal in a coffee shop. First, log into the IAM console and head over to Certificate Manager. You'll upload the required certificate files. Think of it like attaching an email file, but way more critical. Once you hit upload, double-check that the process is successful. No one wants a certificate vanishing into the void. Verification is like checking if your coffee order matches what you asked for. Better safe than sorry. Look at the certificate details and ensure it's linked to the correct domain. Check its validity period because expired certificates don't make good impressions. Finally, run a test request just to be sure everything works smoothly. Time to introduce your certificate to AWS services. It needs a good home. maybe a load balancer or CloudFront. Once linked, tweak domain settings if necessary and run a test to make sure everything is talking to each other like a well-rehearsed orchestra. Expired certificates can cause downtime faster than spilling coffee on your keyboard. Always monitor expiration dates and set up renewal reminders. Calendar alarms work wonders. When renewing, don't delay. Replace expired certificates swiftly and run a verification check to ensure seamless transitions. Troubleshooting is like fixing a stubborn Wi-Fi connection, annoying but necessary. If your certificate isn't behaving, check its format compatibility and domain configurations. Security settings also need scrutiny. And for those issues that make you want to pull your hair out, AWS support is there to help. Security is like keeping your passwords away from sticky notes. Essential. Always opt for strong encryption and rotate certificates routinely. Restrict access to certificate management to avoid surprises. Also, regular audits ensure no weak links in your setup. Why do things manually when automation can do the heavy lifting? AWS Certificate Manager helps automate renewals, and AWS Lambda allows customization for workflows. Keep an eye on certificate status proactively so you're never caught off guard. That's a wrap. We've covered the ins and outs of certificate management. Keep those certificates well managed, follow AWS security best practices, and embrace automation for efficiency. Now go forth and secure your AWS environment like a pro. Please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel. For more information, contact us.